Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Well, good morning. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Justine Stewart.
And I'm Louis Stewart. Hope you're having a good start to your Tuesday. Justine, we've seen some pretty mild weather sticking around the past couple days.
Yeah, yesterday another nice day, and you said kind of in store for the same sort of situation today.
Yeah, the same thing today. Really, even Thursday or Wednesday rolling into Thursdays, we're going to see above average temperatures, and then I think by the time we get to the weekend, we're going to start to see a pattern shift. Okay. So more snow opportunities, which I think we're all
I'm
like
sick of this rain, so
yes, let's get that rain snow mix out of here. Let's bring in the all snow, and I think we'll have a better chance by the weekend. But with these next couple systems that we're going to be talking about here, we're still looking at rain and snow for the valleys and snow showers for the higher elevation. So here's those forecast headlines for you. Weak system for today, very little rain and snow, just maybe a little scattered activity by this afternoon. See sun this morning, clouds this afternoon. Now the stronger system, that's going to bring, like I mentioned, more valley rain and snow Thursday morning. But then by Thursday afternoon, it looks like all the valleys of western Montana will be seeing all rain. And then active weather, though, like I mentioned, does look to stick up through the weekend with scattered snow possible Friday through the middle of next week. Here's a quick look at your Tuesday forecast. 36 in Missoula, 33 Kalispell, 39 Hamilton, 36 also in Polson.
Montana on its own when it comes to paying the huge bill for last summer's record wildfire season. In addition to the hundreds of millions of dollars in federal money spent to fight the fires over the summer, the state of Montana and the many local fire departments spent tens of millions of dollars on fire operations. Montana blew through 2 years of fire funding during what was the most expensive season on record, sending the state into a budget emergency. But now, Montana Public Radio reporting that the federal government has turned down the state's request for $44 million for emergency relief to help pay for the firefighting operations. He's only been in office a year, but Ravalli County Commissioner Chris Hoffman is already gearing up for a re-election bid, formally filing his paperwork for the 2018 election. The short turnaround is because Hoffman was elected to a 2-year term in 2016 as part of the voter-approved plan to reduce the Board of County Commissioners from 5 to 3. That first term expires at the end of this year. The former sheriff says he's had time to get adjusted to the new role and likes the work he's doing.
Well, obviously it's been a pretty big adjustment for me. I miss my crew across the street, obviously, and I knew that I would, but it's been in some ways what I expected. In other ways, I've been very pleasantly surprised. I think the board's got a good feel to it, and I think we've done a very good job of just taking care of the people's business here.
Hoffman's successor, Steve Holton, also filed to run again last week, a year after taking over from his mentor. Hoffman says while he isn't wearing a badge anymore, there are aspects to the job of commissioner that are similar, such as managing tax dollars and interacting with constituents.
And that hasn't changed. You know, the problems are different and the things that I hear are different, but it's still an opportunity to help our neighbors.
Hoffman's fellow commissioners, incumbents Greg Chilcott and Jeff Burrows, have also filed for re-election to the new 3-member board, with Commissioners Ray Hawk and Doug Schallenberger announcing they will step down at the end of this year, which was expected. Senator Jon Tester is listening to Montanans about a variety of topics. At a town hall meeting in Great Falls, he continued his outreach to constituents in Montana. Attendees asked about an array of topics from the recent appeal of net neutrality to FEMA funds being used to help fight wildfires. There were also a lot of questions about Veterans Affairs and funding for Medicare. Cascade County Commissioner Jane Weber asked about how the new tax reform is going to affect funding for agencies at the local and federal level.
With less money coming in, there's going to be programs that are cut. I don't know why Social Security is called an entitlement, but Speaker Ryan said he's looking for entitlement reform to pay for the tax bill. It was just that clear. That means that potentially Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid would be reduced.
Tester went on to say that people who utilize these agencies need help and it's important to fund them. A woman is facing drug charges after being arrested outside a Ronan car wash early Sunday. Ronan police say just after midnight on Sunday, 2 officers saw a silver Impala parked in the lot of Suds and Duds and made contact with the occupants of the car. The officers found that 21-year-old Amber Michelle Peruzzo was in possession of several small baggies of methamphetamine and other items related to drug activity. Police say that an investigation showed that the Peruzzo was intending to sell the drugs in or around Ronan. The Ronan woman was arrested and then booked into the Lake County Detention Center on 3 felony charges: possession of dangerous drugs, possession of dangerous drugs with intent to sell, and tampering with evidence. The Montana ACLU says Walmart now apologizing for a racist incident that happened at the company's Bozeman store 2 years ago. In February 2016, MSU professor Dr. Gilbert Caland was renewing his fishing license when he found an employee had deliberately typed his occupation as clean toilets. Caland is an African-American Montana resident. He asked for an apology but said Walmart refused. Later, ACLU of Montana filed a discrimination complaint with the Montana Human Rights Bureau.
The lawsuit for us is about making clear to the public that these kind of racist incidents are not just one-off bizarre incidents. They're rather part of the daily harassment that people of color in Montana experience.
Calls the incident unacceptable and says it will not happen again. The ACLU says that closes the complaint. Well, as enthusiasts revel in one of the deepest snowpacks in North America in northwest Montana, the experts are reminding us that caution must go along with the fun. MTN's Jack Ginsburg shows us why safety is the #1 focus going on at Whitefish Mountain Resort this week.
January is designated as the National Ski Areas Association Safety Month. All resorts across America take the month to remind skiers and snowboarders of the 7 points of the ski code they agree to every time they hit the slopes. The 7 points range from staying in control to observing all the warning signs and boundaries Ski Patrol sets up. Although these are very important, Whitefish Mountain Resort Ski Patrol Training Director Brian Heiner says that proper safety starts before you even get on the snow.
It starts in the parking lot with the proper gear, helmets, having your skis or snowboard, having your DINs tested once a year, making sure everything is tight, safe, and you didn't just drag it out of the garage and came out skiing for the first time in a long time.
Heiner also touched on the importance of the right-of-way. No matter where you are on the mountain, you must yield to riders coming down the slopes from above you.
Merging points where you are coming into something that may or may not be blind, or if you're the skier or snowboarder coming out of the trees, you need to be aware that you're coming onto somewhere and you need to check it out and look uphill to make sure you're not intruding on the groomer.
Heiner says although a lot of the injuries occur among beginning skiers, it's those advanced skiers that are skiing black diamonds or double black diamonds that need to be the safest on the mountain and set the example for others.
If my friend's going too fast, I need to tell them to slow it down in the slow areas. I need to tell them, hey, I don't like the way we're skiing this. Let's approach this in a different way. So I think the experts have a kind of a responsibility to be an expert everywhere, not just when you're skiing and snowboarding.
Heiner also touched on the importance of wearing a helmet and how they are becoming increasingly popular for both safety and warmth. But at the end of the day, Heiner says he just wants everyone to have fun and be safe on the mountain that he adores.
I love my job, I love this place, and I want to see people out here shaking hands and high-fiving and not meeting you laying face down in the trees or something. So keep it safe, keep it slow.
Jack Ginsburg, MTN News, Whitefish.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good start to your Tuesday. If you have plans maybe to head out and do some skiing again today, pretty nice weather's going to roll in as we're going to see temperatures above average again this afternoon. And we had an above average day yesterday. As far as those temperatures go, how about this beautiful picture sent in to us by Cindy down in the Darby area. Cindy, thank you so much for this fantastic photo right here. And Cindy also sent us in another picture from the Lake Como area yesterday afternoon. Had the clear blue skies, sun shining down, temperatures middle upper 30s, even some lower 40s, and that's the exact same thing that we're going to see today. However, we are seeing cold temperatures this morning, so it's going to take a while to get there, as places like Kalispell 14 degrees right now, Seeley Lake just 6 degrees, Phillipsburg 16, Missoula's at 23, Hamilton 25, we're at 26 St. Regis, 31 Sula, 34 this morning in Thompson Falls. Now, after a couple days of above average high temperatures, we're going to start to drop it down to average, just not slightly below average, as a little bit of a pattern change is going to move in. So here's our 5-day temperature trend for Missoula. Notice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 36, 37. Now Thursday, that's when we have our chance of rain and snow showers moving in. And then after Thursday, moving into the weekend, temperatures drop down into the lower 30s, upper 20s and lower 30s Saturday and Sunday. And we are going to keep scattered snow showers in the forecast as well. And that has everything to do with the jet stream. So let's look at our jet stream forecast. Ridge of high pressure out west again today. A little bit of patchy fog this morning. Like I mentioned, sunny skies this morning with clouds increasing as we go into the afternoon time. Now, mild temperatures stick around on Thursday. This is when our rain and snow maker is going to move in. And notice the dip in the jet stream behind it. So on Thursday with this first system, like I mentioned, milder temperatures, but notice what happens as we move into the weekend. We get this dip in the jet stream. This is going to last, it looks like, all the way into at least the middle of next week. And we have this sort of weather pattern setting up. It's cooler weather. It also opens the door for a more active weather pattern with chances of rain and snow starting Friday. Really, it looks like through Wednesday of next week. So here's your 7-day forecast for Missoula. We'll keep those mild temperatures through Thursday. Then we begin to cool it off as we roll into the weekend. Same thing for Kalispell with middle upper 30s Wednesday, Thursday, lower 30s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hamilton will see lower 40s Wednesday and Thursday with rain on Thursday. Then we'll keep better chances of snow, Justine, moving in by the weekend as temperatures are going to begin to cool off.
That'll be better than the icy rain we've been getting.
That rain and snow mix, so done with it, so done with it.
Okay, we'll stick around because we'll be right back. But first, here's some birthdays this morning.